In this latest hot jam, I've got 3 juicy topics to dive into. First up, a cryptic message from one of the biggest and oldest crypto exchanges out there. What they released has everyone scratching their heads, and I'll break it down so you can see why it's stirring the pot, especially in the XRP community where the speculation is running wild. Next, let's tackle this bold headline from you today. XRP has no utility. ARCA executive says, seriously? I've got plenty to say about this one. How can anyone in the year 2025 claim XRP has no utility with a straight face? XRP is one of the most practical, functional cryptocurrencies out there. It just works. What's even more fascinating is how some of these critics will praise Bitcoin for being a store of value, but turn around and dismiss XRP even though it can do everything Bitcoin does and more from a utility standpoint. The mental gymnastics are astonishing. To highlight just how absurd this is, let's be clear, Bitcoin simply can't match the utility of XRP. However, XRP can handle everything Bitcoin does and more. It's mind-blowing, really. Now, let me show you what this genius is rambling on about. Also, there's this headline from Crypto Basics, which I'll touch on briefly. Ripple to use RLUSD with Hidden Road for 300 financial institutions. No mention of XRP. Wait, does that mean XRP just got sidelined? That's the fear some people have. But let me tell you, that's absolutely not the case. I'll break it down for you. But first, a disclaimer. I'm not a financial expert, and this is not financial advice. Remember, just a crypto enthusiast who loves making YouTube videos for fun. Nothing I say is financial advice. Don't buy or sell based on my ramblings, all right? Now let's dive into the cryptic message you see on your screen. It's from BitMEX, the self-proclaimed world's leading cryptocurrency derivatives exchange since 2014. They just dropped an intriguing teaser on X, formerly Twitter, and it's got everyone talking. Here's what they said. Keep your eyes peeled. We have some news that's definitely going to have a ripple effect on the market. Oh, and they tagged Ripple. Yes, the official Ripple X account with 3.1 million followers. There's been plenty of buzz and wild theories swirling around about what this could mean. Speculation? Oh, it's always a good time. Nothing wrong with a little healthy guessing game. Someone suggested Ripple might be buying BitMEX. Intriguing, right? You can imagine a few reasons why they'd want to do that. Another theory floating around is a potential partnership involving Ripple and the use of XRP as a bridge currency with on-demand liquidity. Logical guess, I'll give them that. But, the guesses don't stop there. Everyone's got their take, so here's mine. I'm calling it, this is the right one. Problem is, as of right now, it's still a mystery. Maybe by the time this goes up, we'll all have the answer. Or maybe not. Right now, they're keeping things pretty cryptic. The best guess I've seen so far, they're gearing up to launch RLUSD on their platform. Not bad. It's a solid step that could boost long-term stability and viability for XRP. Sure, it's not exactly groundbreaking, but hey, it's got people talking. And now, here we are, diving into it on my channel. What's interesting is how much buzz this is generating. They dropped the announcement on a Saturday morning, and it's already racked up 228,000 views and counting. Clearly, there's something worth paying attention to here. Who knows? Maybe they'll hit us with something way more exciting than we're expecting. I'm not holding my breath, but surprises do happen. In the meantime, let's talk about this clown over at ARCA. Seriously, you've got to see this. XRP has no utility, an ARCA exec claims. Seriously? How is this a real take? I mean, there's so many ways to see how XRP enables business models that wouldn't otherwise exist. On an easy way to find out, just check the amicus briefs filed in the SEC versus Ripple case, nearly 15 of them, supporting Ripple. These briefs revealed countless businesses leveraging XRP in ways few people knew about. These companies stepped up because they were worried about the ramifications of a negative outcome in the case. As interested third parties, they highlighted how XRP is integral to their operations and why it matters to them. Take TapJets, for instance. They use XRP to tackle what they call the Friday night problem in the private jet industry. Yes, a rich people problem, but still fascinating. Let's say you want a private jet on a whim. Domestic flights cost around $60,000. International ones soar into the hundreds of thousands. Traditional payment methods can't keep up, but XRP makes it possible to secure that last-minute flight instantly. If you didn't plan ahead to get the money flowing, you simply can't pay for it. That's where crypto stepped in and changed the game. Markets never sleep 24/7, 365 days a year. There's constant liquidity, and XRP thrives in that space. It's the perfect tool for seamless transactions. Take this, for example. Spin the bits. It lets you move Bitcoin in a way that actually works. How? By tokenizing Bitcoin on the XRP ledger, making it as fast and efficient as XRP itself. Essentially, you're using XRP Ledger's layer 1 tech as if it's layer 2 for Bitcoin, solving Bitcoin's biggest flaw, its sluggishness. Let's be honest, Bitcoin is the pet rock of crypto, iconic but slow. Now, here's where it gets wild. According to Jeff Dorman, chief investment officer of Arca, XRP supposedly has no use case, despite being one of the biggest cryptocurrencies. Yes, you heard that right. I had to laugh at this one. Crypto media strikes again. Ex-students typing nonsense on the internet. Maybe a C- at best. XRP, a stablecoin? Please, are we serious here? Sometimes I genuinely wonder, do people just type things out and hit upload without a second thought? Like, yep, I poked it out with my chubby little fingers. No need for a spell check or sanity check. Just let it fly. Honestly, I'm convinced that's exactly what happens. Anyway, moving on. So the piece continues. Apparently, Dorman went off and called XRP a meme coin. Yep, you heard that right. A meme coin like Doge. But here's the twist. The social value of XRP has grown so massive that it might actually bring utility to Ripple USD, the stablecoin launched back in March. Oh, and add some financial value too. Hello acquisitions. Bitwise president Teddy Fusaro made a bold point, saying Ripple's massive XRP stash, worth over $90 billion, could buy up plenty of companies. Dorman, on the other hand, claims you can't put a number on social value, even though it's undeniably real. His words, social value is real, but quantifying that value is impossible. Measuring utility value? Easier than some things, sure, but still tricky. When a token has a clear purpose, you can estimate its usage value and predict demand. Sounds logical, right? Wrong. Absolutely not. How are people in influential roles meant to command respect, coming out with such ridiculous takes? How do these bad opinions keep circulating? I swear, having my platform is a blessing so I can call out this nonsense. I've heard this argument so many times it's almost tiring. There's this one guy, his name escapes me right now. Pretty sure he's with Multicoin Capital, Tushar Jain maybe. Anyway, back in 2018, this dude says XRP will never hold value or go up in price because it's too fast. His reasoning, if XRP is used to bridge currencies and it's super quick, you don't need much of it, so demand stays low. And I just thought, are you serious? What kind of logic is that? Absolute nonsense. That's not how real-world asset speculators behave. When people discover a coin like XRP that's actually useful and they're looking to diversify their portfolios and step into crypto, they'll naturally gravitate toward coins with real functionality. Why? Because they know these coins won't just vanish into obscurity like the dodo, my all-time favorite extinct bird, by the way. It's common sense, really. Money flows into assets with purpose. It's not about how fast XRP is. The irony is people try to spin XRP's speed and low transaction costs as negatives compared to Bitcoin. It's hilarious. When discussing utility, it's clear. A token's usefulness allows you to estimate its value and demand. It's not rocket science. It's just logic, plain and simple. Nope, that's not how it works. You can't just measure utility or tally up transactions labeled as useful and expect to predict demand. People simply don't behave that way. Here's the deal. When alt season hits, the entire market surges, and XRP rides that wave like everything else. Sure, coins with real utility will shine brighter over time. That's true. But it's all tied to how risk-on assets like crypto and stocks are handled. How does this guy not get it? Seriously, come on. All right, let's break this down. Here's the actual post. This one's from Jeff Dorman, the guy over at Arca. He's at it again, and this time he's calling XRP a $150 billion meme coin. Yep, you heard that right. He claims the token has no financial or utility value, yet somehow hit a $150 billion market cap purely off social hype. But then he flips it and says that social value could get so big that XRP might gain utility, RLUSD, or financial value in the future, like, say, buying Circle. Wait, what? He's mixing up XRP and Ripple like they're the same thing? Newsflash, they're not. XRP doesn't suddenly gain utility because Ripple might do something. That's not how this works, Jeff. What's going on in that head of yours? It's like applesauce up there. Is there anything rattling around between those ears? Good grief. So RLUSD, obviously stable coins have their uses, and he even admits that here, but then he claims XRP has no utility, while in the same breath says RLUSD will add utility. What do you mean will? It already exists. Oh, and here's the kicker. RLUSD can't even operate on the XRP ledger without, wait for it, XRP. Every single transaction requires XRP as the gas token for that use case. Let me emphasize, XRP is literally essential. So While he's hyping up RLUSD's future usefulness, he seems oblivious to the fact that XRP is the backbone making it all possible, which, surprise, means XRP is useful. And you know what else? His take is just absurd. He clearly didn't bother reading the amicus brief. He doesn't even realize countless coins are already leveraging XRP. That's without even touching on XRP as a bridge currency. So I genuinely love to hear the argument explaining how Ripple's customers who actively use XRP as a bridge currency aren't actually benefiting from it. Seriously, I'm curious. Let's hear it. These customers are spending real money and signing contracts with Ripple to leverage XRP as a bridge currency because they believe it's improving their business. They think it's making things smoother and more efficient for them. So, Jeff Dorman, why not have a chat with those customers? Explain to them why, despite their belief that XRP is enabling and optimizing their business model, it's somehow not actually helping. Please share your argument. I'm all ears. Oh, and let's not forget the amicus brief. You know what else Jeff could have done? He could have just hit the keyboard and typed out exactly what I've laid out right here. You know what I just Googled? Does XRP have utility? And guess what popped up instantly? An AI-generated overview. I didn't read the whole thing, but the answer is clear. Yes, XRP has utility. It's primarily used as a bridge currency, which is pretty game-changing. But that's just the beginning. Think about it. XRP can be used for payments. Some people even use it to buy stuff. That's utility right there. You can stream money with it. Imagine sending value as easily as sending a text. Useful? Absolutely. But there's so much more. Tokenization, for example. You can dig into all the possibilities with a few clicks. This is the internet, Jeff. Links are everywhere, and they'll show you exactly how XRP is being used by people and businesses. It's not rocket science. Some folks just don't get it. How is he not absolutely mortified? A guy in his position, representing ARCA, a firm touting itself as offering institutional caliber products in the digital asset space, makes air words on X. And yet no shame, no embarrassment. Why hasn't this tweet been nuked yet? It's baffling. Truly insufferable behavior. This is classic XRP derangement syndrome. Yep, another textbook case. And honestly, it's painful to watch. Now onto this, I'll keep it short. Here's the headline from Crypto Basic. No XRP as Ripple to use RLUSD in hidden road deal for 300 financial institutions. Ripple's latest blog post about RLUSD's use in the hidden road setup has sparked concerns, with XRP supporters questioning the token's role in all of this. Ripple is making waves again. On Tuesday, the San Francisco-based payments giant shared an exciting blog post spotlighting the game-changing potential of stablecoins like RLUSD. Ripple emphasized how these digital assets are bridging the gap between decentralized finance, DeFi, and traditional finance, TradeFi, proving their power in transforming the financial landscape. A key highlight? RLUSD's pivotal role in the much-talked-about hidden road deal. If you missed it, Ripple recently struck a $1.25 billion agreement to acquire Hidden Road, a prime broker clearing over $3 trillion annually for 300 financial institutions. Ripple revealed that Hidden Road will soon leverage RLUSD as collateral across its prime brokerage operations. But that's not all. Hidden Road is set to take things to the next level by transitioning its post-trade activities onto the XRP ledger, XRPL. This move aims to cut costs while harnessing blockchain efficiency. With Ripple at the helm, the future of finance just got a whole lot brighter. With XRPL seamlessly managing post-trade processes behind the scenes, the prime broker is set to utilize XRP for covering all transaction fees. This strategy was first hinted at back in April when the company announced its acquisition of Hidden Road, sparking heated debates within the community. Some critics voiced concerns, claiming this move might diminish XRP's role. Last year, XRP served as a bridge currency in global corridors, except in the US, where regulatory hurdles from the SEC forced a pivot to Tether. This prompted speculation, and now launching their own coin seems like a strategic play. It gives them full control while introducing a fresh business model. But here's the twist. This shift actually benefits XRP. RLUSD, Ripple's stablecoin, depends on XRP to function. And with Ripple reaffirming that Hidden Road will use RLUSD as collateral across its platform, it's clear XRP's role is far from sidelined. If anything, it's expanding in innovative ways. Here's the thing you're missing. If this concerns you, let me spell it out again. XRP is absolutely essential for this to work. But what's so hard to grasp? The use of a stablecoin here doesn't negate XRP's role. They're using a stablecoin because they need a consistent value for this particular use case. But guess what? XRP is still part of the equation. Writing this off as a negative is premature. We don't have all the details yet. They haven't shared everything about how every transaction will work. XRP could still play a significant role, but we'll need to wait for more specifics. Dismissing it now feels like jumping the gun. And honestly, the constant complaining is exhausting. It's the same argument we saw last April when the stablecoin was first announced. The fact remains, XRP is required. This is a win. It secures the long-term viability of XRP and the XRP ledger. It boosts the total value locked on the ledger, a critical metric for success. The coins with the highest total value locked were the ones that soared to new all-time highs during the last market cycle. That's exciting stuff. Something to celebrate, not stress about. But hey, now's your chance to tell me in the comments why I'm wrong, even though, let's be real, I'm not. That's all for today, my friends. Thanks for stopping by. I truly appreciate your support. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't make any buy or sell decisions based on what I say or write. Seriously, that would be a terrible idea.